Hey guys, welcome to another video. We are here to do another tag video. This is the YouTube watch tag. I saw my friend Emily from Emily's Makeup Bag film this video. She is one of the creators, along with Kristen's Makeup Vanity. So I'm going to have both of their channels tagged down below and a link to their video if you want to check it out. But I thought this was fun. You know, I always love finding new content creators to watch. I always love hearing about other people's favorite content creators. And that's what this tag video is all about. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into the video. If you are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking. I love makeup. I love talking about makeup. So if you like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and be part of the K Bella fam. Why don't we go ahead and jump into the questions. There are 15 questions that I'll have listed down below, and with each of these questions I tried to pick different YouTubers because I looked at my subscription feed and I follow like 160 people. Like, I'm subscribed to a lot of YouTubers. So while a lot of these people can fit into different categories, I tried to put them into, like, I tried to think of different content creators is what I'm trying to say. And then I'll also have some honorable mentions listed at the end. Everybody's channel will be tagged so that you can check them out. But question number one, who is the first YouTuber you remember watching? Do they still make videos? And if so, do you still watch their content? Now, this one was hard for me because I think that I started watching YouTube in like 2013. I started my Instagram page in 2014 and I was watching YouTube before that. And then I started my channel in 2015. So I have been consuming YouTube content for a really long time, but trying to think back to some of the first people that I watched, I know that Casey Holmes was one of them back when she was It's Blondie, and she is still creating content. I am still subscribed to her, but I feel like I don't watch a ton of her content. I feel like a lot of the people that I used to watch, they don't film and upload as regularly. They really have kind of, you know, blown up on YouTube and they kind of upload sporadically. And so I feel like Casey Holmes does that. She uploads sporadically. So I still follow her. I see when she's uploading content, but I haven't really watched her videos in a long time. Jaclyn Hill was another content creator who was one of the first. She was doing like YouTube tutorials. I used to love watching her tutorials. I thought she did an excellent job. She is still creating content and I still am subscribed to her. I follow her here and there. A lot of the videos that I watch of hers usually have to do with her brand though, Jaclyn Cosmetics, and what she's coming out with her brand. Nicole Guerrero was another one. I think she had a different name at the time. I don't think she went by Nicole Guerrero, but I don't remember her YouTube name. But I remember following her back before she was married, when she didn't want to get married and have kids, and now she's like married with a kid. But I am still subscribed to her and I do watch her vlogs every now and then, but I feel like she really only kind of posts vlog videos, or every now and then if she has a makeup video, it's usually sponsored. So I'll watch her vlogs here and there. 11th Gorgeous is another channel that I remember watching in the beginning. Now they are two sisters and they filmed together. They still do, I believe, but I'm not subscribed to them any longer. I feel like their content kind of shifted. They used to do a lot of chatty type of videos like I myself personally like to film, but I feel like they kind of turned into more videos that I didn't really vibe with. Like, they started talking about their clothing line or their clothing boutique that I think they have a lot of, they posted a lot of videos about that. And they were also doing more, I don't know about like lifestyle type of videos, but just not really beauty makeup related if I'm remembering correctly. So I am not subscribed to them anymore. And then Marlene Estelle from Makeup Geek was another one who was one of the first content creators that I started watching, and I am still subscribed to her. She doesn't post a ton. I do typically watch her videos when she does post, but I feel like her content also is a little sporadic. So, I mean, I could keep going with a lot more content creators that I followed back in the day, but those were the ones that came to mind right away when I thought of like who I was watching like way back when. Question number 2 was, do you watch large channels or smaller ones? In the beginning, I used to watch larger channels because they were easier to find. If you were searching something, searching a certain product, searching a certain type of video, empties videos, something like that, the larger content creators were who came up. They were just easier to find, so that's who I watched. But when I came back to YouTube after having my daughter and I started filming again in 2020, I really went on this hunt to find smaller channels. And so now I feel like a lot of the big names that I used to watch, Laura Lee, Desi, Katie, Makeup Shayla, a lot of them don't post regularly, or they kind of post scattered content. It's more vlogs, it's more lifestyle, and it's not really the makeup videos that they posted in the beginning. So I definitely prefer the smaller channels. They kind of remind me of like the YouTube that I was watching. So yeah, I definitely focus more on the smaller channels. And so you are going to hear a lot of smaller channels referenced today. Number 3 is your go-to for tutorials. Now, I don't typically watch a ton of like tutorials. When I think of tutorials, I think of like old school Jaclyn Hill, where it's step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do this. But I love watching multiple looks videos, and they're kind of like tutorials, I guess, in a sense, because usually the creator is walking you through how they're creating the look, which I will have, you know, a 3 looks video coming, and you'll see this eye look here. So I guess if you're considering those tutorials, that's kind of what I watch, are the multiple looks. And so 2 channels that, I mean, I have more than 2, but 2 channels that came to mind right away. One is Heather Austin. I love Heather. We are friends. We chat on Marco Polo. I love her multiple looks videos. She'll do 2 looks. She'll do 3 looks. She does 1 look with a palette when she's putting up a first impression. She has 5 looks, 7 looks videos. And I really, really love watching her multiple looks videos because she's so creative. She has this great way of putting colors together that I wouldn't think about. There have been many times where I've watched her with a palette, and initially I look at the palette and I say, that's not a color story for me. And then I watch her create these beautiful looks and I'm like, man, Heather, like, you're making me want this palette. So I love watching her videos when she's doing multiple looks. And I also really like watching Patty Alonso. Patty Alonso will do multiple looks, 5 looks, 3 looks, 2 looks, using different palettes. And I feel like she's very easy to follow. Her style is a little bit more similar to mine than Heather's. Heather does a lot of color. She does do neutrals also. She does a lot of color, a lot of bright looks. You know, I'm wearing color today. Whereas Patty Alonso, I feel like, is a little bit more toned down and more on the neutral side, which is what I typically go for on a day-to-day. But those were the 2 channels that I thought of right away when I was thinking of like tutorial type of videos. Number 3 is your go-to for reviews. Now, instantly I thought of Morgan Turner. Morgan Turner's another one where you could put her in the tutorials category because she does a lot of videos where she is creating looks. But the thing that I like about Morgan is when she is creating looks with a palette that she's testing out for review, she tries to use as many eyeshadows shades in the palette that she can. And she'll tell you, I've heard her say multiple times, this is not a look that I would create if I was just trying to create a look, but because I'm trying to review it for you guys, you know, I'm trying to dip into a lot of shadows. I feel like Morgan really puts products to the test. She uses them for a while. She puts a lot of thought into her reviews. There's definitely a lot that goes into it. She has a lot of products that she can compare. And, you know, she kind of calls herself a product enthusiast. She loves knowing things about makeup and testing out different products. So I really like her for reviews. If you are into skincare, I really like Lauren from the Honest Beauty Review. She is a nurse and she's really into skincare, and so she has a lot of that medical background. She knows a lot about ingredients, and I really trust what she has to say about skincare. So oftentimes, especially throughout my pregnancy, I am 9 months pregnant. I'm having a baby in August. A lot of times throughout my pregnancy, I found myself going back to Lauren's channel and just kind of watching what she was saying about products. She recently was pregnant and had a baby, so watching the products that she was using. But I really like, she focuses a lot more on skincare. She talks about beauty too, but she focuses a lot on skincare. And so I really enjoyed watching her and hearing about her product knowledge and the ingredient knowledge, because I don't know anything about ingredients, okay? I don't at all. So I really, really enjoy Lauren's mine for the skincare aspect. Number 5, newest found channel that you're loving. I have to be completely honest. It's been a while since I've been able to really go out and try and find new content creators because I have a 3-year-old at home and she's very busy. I am a full-time teacher and I don't have as much time to dedicate towards watching and consuming YouTube that I did in the past. I used to be able to watch YouTube for hours and I just don't have the time anymore. So it's been a while since I've found some newer channels, but there are 2 channels that I've definitely found in the last maybe 6 months. One of them might be closer to a year, but I think it's been under a year for both of them. One is Glam by Sam. I love Glam by Sam's channel. She actually works for Charlotte Tilbury, so she has a lot of Charlotte Tilbury knowledge. She has a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury products. I really like when she shows them, reviews them, shows us demos because she's definitely engrossed in Charlotte Tilbury, but she also has a channel that's very similar to mine. She will post collection videos. She will post chatty videos. She's doing a Project Pan currently, so if you're really into my style of video, I think you will really like Glam by Sam. And then another channel that is new to me, this one is the last few months, is Katie's Joyful Life. I actually found her, she's only been on YouTube for a few months, and I actually found her because I noticed that she was commenting on a lot of my videos. And if you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, word of advice, not that you are, but word of advice, there are some people who will come to your page and say like, hey, I post videos too, come check me out. I don't check those people out, okay? Katie didn't do that. Katie was posting authentically to my videos and like responding to my videos, and I just noticed like her name, Katie's Joyful Life, and then her picture, and as I saw her commenting more and more, I was curious and I was like, she might be a content creator. And so I clicked on her page and noticed that she did start posting makeup content. And so I went and subscribed to her and I've been following her as well. So she is a newer channel. I will have both of them listed down below, but they are probably the 2 newest channels that I've been watching. I don't think Glam by Sam is new. I think she's been around for a little bit, but they are new channels to me. Number 6, what is the most recent video that you watched? And I can show you because I was actually watching while I was getting ready today and I haven't watched all of it, so I have it saved on my phone. It's Karen Harris's monthly eyeshadow palette ranking video. So I love Karen, another friend of mine, another gal that I chat with on Marco Polo. She is a mom like myself, so we love to talk about our kids. We both have girls, so I will have her channel and her video listed down below. But if you are into monthly rankings, Karen does a monthly ranking where she ranks all of the eyeshadow palettes that she tried that month, and she also is incorporating older palettes. It's not always the new, it's older palettes that she used that month. So I was actually watching her video while I was getting ready today, and there is the proof. So most recent video that I watched. Number 7, someone you never miss an upload from or you watch no matter what the video is. Now, I have to say, again, all transparency, there is no one who I am able to watch every single video from because, again, full-time teacher, have a toddler, just had to put down a dog who had cancer, currently pregnant, like very busy, okay? And when I first started YouTube, there were people who I could watch every single video. I had all of the time in the world, and I just don't. I don't have all of the time in the world anymore. But I do try to watch my friends' videos. There are several women on here who I love and adore. I chat with on Polo. I consider actual friends, and I try to catch all of their videos. I've talked about a lot of them already before. You know, Heather Austin, I try to catch as many of her videos as I can. Karen Harris, try to catch as many videos of hers as I can. I'm going to talk about Angie and Yelika Nyqvist in a little bit. I try to catch all of her videos. You know, these are women who I talk to on Marco Polo. I talk to them regularly. I try to catch all of their videos. Makeup Molly, I actually got to meet her in person. She is one of my closest friends. We polo all the time. I'm about to have 2 small children. She has 2 small children. I try to watch as many of her videos as I can. So anyone that I do consider like a friend like that, I try my darndest. I try my darndest to watch as many videos of theirs as I can. But also, we have to talk about Emily. My friend Emily and I have each other's phone numbers, so we text. We're both from the Midwest. She lives in Ohio. I'm from Michigan, although I'm in Texas now. I love Emily. She is so sweet. She's so supportive. She's so kind. You definitely, like, I get good vibes from her. I feel like she is who you see on YouTube. Like, she's so sweet. She's so kind. I definitely try to watch all of her videos. She has a very similar style to mine where she will post like chatty videos, empties, she'll do reviews, she'll test out new makeup. She will do these 5, what is it called? 1 week, 1 palette, where it's like 5 looks using a palette. So I try to catch all of her videos. And then perhaps someone who I have been following for the longest amount of time is Samantha March. I found Samantha shortly after, like months into my YouTube journey, filming YouTube. I think I found Samantha maybe in the beginning of 2016. So our channels were very, very new. And I have chatted with Samantha. We have a social media friendship. I would love to meet her in person one day. But I try to catch all of her videos as well. Just especially knowing that this is her career and, you know, she kind of gets paid from the AdSense and things like that. I try to watch all of her videos as well. So there are lots of people, like I said, I never really get to watch all of everyone's videos because it's usually sporadic here and there, but definitely people that I have a relationship with, I try to watch as many of their videos as I can. Number 8, do you watch non-beauty YouTube? If so, what are some of your favorite channels outside of the beauty space? No, I don't. I don't have the time to watch non-beauty YouTube. So instead of just scrapping this question altogether, I decided that I would share a couple of true crime channels because I think true crime is technically still in the realm of beauty YouTube because, like Bailey Sarian, we probably all know Bailey Sarian. She is the first person who kind of introduced me to the world of true crime, and she will put on her makeup while she is talking about a true crime story and doing her murder mystery makeup Mondays. So she is a channel that I love and watch. She has not been posting a ton of her true crime videos lately because she's working on a podcast, but I love her true crime. I love the way she's talking about a true crime story, which I'm very into true crime, but also while doing her makeup. And then another content creator who I love to watch in that same realm is Sarah from Better Off Red. She has a great way of talking about true crime stories and putting a little bit of her sarcastic, dry humor in there while putting on her makeup, but she does it very tastefully. It's not tacky, it's not, I don't feel like she's like rude, she's not like poking fun at the story, but she does have her humor mixed in there. And so I feel like true crime and makeup is still, like, it's still under the beauty umbrella, but that would really be the only like non-beauty or typical beauty videos that we think of that I watch would be the true crime category. Number 9, a YouTuber that can sell you anything. I feel like for this one, definitely my friend Molly, Makeup Molly. I briefly mentioned her a couple questions ago. I feel like Molly can sell me anything, but that's also because, one, I know her, we are friends, we have a relationship, and I feel like we have a very similar taste in makeup. We also, I don't think we're exact shade matches. She might be a shade darker than me, but we're very similar. I feel like we could share like foundation shades and things like that. We have similar preferences when it comes to our makeup and what we look for in our makeup. And so I feel like just because of the similarities in our preferences, in our skin type, and in what we look for in a product, Molly can definitely sell me anything. If she says something is really good, then I know I want to get it. Like, I remember talking to her after she reviewed the NARS light reflecting foundation, and I was like, hey, like, I'm kind of thinking I want to try that foundation. And she was like, oh no, yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it. I asked her what shade she was. We are the same shade. I believe she uses the shade light for DeVille. That's what I use as well, and it worked out perfectly. And she was like, yes, I think you'll love it. Definitely go for it. I purchased it on her recommendation and I love it. And I feel like that's happened a lot where Molly will talk about enjoying a product and then I also enjoy a product. Another person who has influenced me to purchase a lot of, again, this is a repeat, is Samantha March. I have been watching her for so long. I don't feel like our skin preferences and texture or skin type are necessarily the same. I feel like Whereas Molly and I feel like we do have like a similar tone in our skin, a similar preference. Sam and I don't necessarily have a similar preference. I know she's very heavily into creams, but there are a lot of products that she has talked about and raved about that have piqued my interest that I've wanted to try. So those are the two ladies that I put in this category. Number 10, a YouTuber that has an opposite style as you, but you love their content. I mentioned Angie and Yella Kanekvist. She definitely has a very different style than I do. Even though I have colorful purple eyeshadow on right now, I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone. I'm a neutral gal through and through. Boring makeup, neutral makeup, browns, golds, easy makeup. That's me. Angie is a colorful queen. She comes up with the most extravagant, colorful, beautiful looks that draw me in, and she looks stunning every single time. She also will rock a bright orange lipstick, and it looks amazing on her, and I would not want to wear an orange lipstick. So our styles are very, very different, but I love Angie's content. I love her makeup looks. I love watching her apply makeup. I would love to have her apply my makeup one day, but we definitely have very different styles, and I love her channel. Also, I put Karen Harris in this category. I mentioned her as the last video that I watched, but Karen also has very colorful makeup. Now, we also have different skin tones as well, so what works for her deeper skin tone will not necessarily work for my skin tone that is almost the shade of paper, but also Karen is known for her colorful eye looks. She is an eyeshadow palette guru. She is like the queen of eyeshadow palettes. She has so many of them, but her style is very different than mine. She'll do bright and bold, whereas I am more neutral, but I love Karen's looks. They always look amazing on her, and I would just love to go stare at her makeup collection one day, especially her eyeshadow palettes, and just seeing all of the beautiful colors that she has. And the third YouTuber who I put in here is actually someone that I was watching before Karen's video, and it's Katie Marie. Katie Marie is someone who I became friends with before my YouTube break, before my daughter. We've been friends for several years. I found her channel through Samantha March. Katie Marie is also pregnant. We are a few weeks apart. I don't remember exactly how many weeks, but we are a few weeks apart. She is going to be having her 4th child. This is my 2nd child, so we definitely relate to each other in the mom area, but she is another one who, she loves indie makeup, first of all, and I tend to do more of the mainstream Sephora Ulta makeup, but she has beautiful, colorful looks, and I am very boring and neutral, but I love Katie's channel. Her video, I'll link the video that I was watching, was the new Nomad palette, the Paris palette. Maybe it's not Paris, the French palette. It's not Paris, I don't remember the name of it. It's the new Nomad palette, and it's in French, and she created, I think, like 7 looks, and all of her looks are beautiful, and I enjoyed watching it so much. Her look number 2 is my favorite, so definitely go check that video out. But those ladies all have very different styles than myself, but I love, love, love watching them play in makeup. Number 11 was a YouTuber you miss being on YouTube, and I would have to say Taylor White, Taby White. She is someone who I actually met on Instagram back in 2014 when I started my Instagram channel, and she used to film beauty YouTube videos, and I used to love watching her videos, and then she started incorporating some of her health journey and keto and what she was eating and vlog style. She was in the military. I believe she is out. Her husband, I think, is still in the military, and she has 2 kids, a girl and a boy, and I have a girl, and now I'm about to have a boy. Her kids are a little bit older than mine, but we have like matching families, like an older girl and then a younger boy, and her kids are 3 years apart and my kids are 3 years apart, and we still chat on Instagram now and then, but I miss her beauty content. We had done a couple collabs together on Instagram, and I love still following her. She's still active on Instagram, so I'll have her Instagram listed down below. You can definitely follow her there, but I miss her being on YouTube as well. Number 12, if you could have lunch with one YouTuber, who would it be? First of all, any of the women that I mentioned in this video, I would love to sit down and have lunch with. I love all of them, especially the girls who I talk to on Polo, who I've developed these friendships with. Like, I would love to be able to meet them in person, to hug them in person, to share a meal together, to take a girls trip together. I can't go anywhere at 9 months pregnant, but hopefully once I'm done popping out this baby. I will be breastfeeding for a while, but I would love to maybe do some meetups and meet some of these amazing women in person. So I didn't necessarily want to repeat myself with all of the people I have already talked about. So I thought of 2 larger YouTubers that I would love to sit down and have lunch with, and that would be Desi Perkins and Katie from Luster Lux. I followed them before I was on YouTube myself. I have watched them for so many years. I love their friendship. I used to follow them on Snapchat when I was on Snapchat. I don't know if they are anymore. They're probably more on Insta stories now, but I loved watching their friendship. I loved watching them do collabs together. I loved their videos. I loved their dogs. I was definitely very invested in those 2, and I actually got to meet them and their husbands when they did their squad tour and they came to Houston. I got to like meet them and take a quick picture, but they just seem, you know, although they are living a very different lifestyle than myself, they still seem very down to earth and very personable, and so I would love to just sit down and have lunch with them. Number 13 is a nostalgic YouTuber. Their videos take you back to a different time. And for that, I feel like it has to be just like the larger YouTubers who I already mentioned, you know, like Jaclyn Hill, Nicole Guerrero, Desi, Katie, people who are still uploading here and there. When I see them, it takes me back to a different time, although I feel like their videos are very different than they used to post. You know, they're not really doing tutorials anymore. They're not really doing favorites videos anymore. They're doing more like lifestyle, I feel like. But when I do see them post, it makes me think about the OG YouTube days. Number 14 is a large channel that feels like a small channel because they are so down to earth, and I have 2 ladies here. One of them is the same creator that Emily mentioned, Jessica Braun. I have been following Jessica Braun for such a long time, many, many years. I was following her when she was in the classroom because, like I said, I am an elementary school teacher. I feel like she taught older kids, maybe like 5th or 6th. I could be completely wrong here, but in my head, I feel like that's what she was teaching, and I watched her while she was a teacher doing YouTube, and I saw her transition into doing YouTube full-time. But Jessica Braun, although she has like 600,000 subscribers or something, she still feels so relatable, so down to earth. There are so many times where she's just sitting on the floor with her tea or her coffee talking about makeup, and I'm like, that's just so chill, you know? She doesn't have this fancy setup with fancy lights. I mean, she might, but you don't see it. And you know, there are times where she's like, oh, I just wanted to sit over here and film today. I just wanted to sit over here and film today. Let me go to my bathroom to pull my makeup out. You know, things that we do in real life. Jessica Braun, she feels smaller to me, so I really, really love her channel. Also, Andrea Matalano, I think is how you say her last name. I have been following her for years and years and years. I believe she is over 300,000 subscribers, but she is another content creator who I feel like is very relatable, very down to earth. And the other thing that I really enjoy about Andrea is she really responds to YouTube comments and to DMs on Instagram. I have chatted with her just briefly via Instagram and via YouTube, and it's hard when you have that many subscribers and the amount of comments and messages you're getting all the time, but she still has that interaction, which feels like a smaller channel. Desi Perkins, Katie from Luster Lux, Jaclyn Hill, I've probably commented on their videos a handful of times. Never once have I ever gotten a response. And it's nothing against them. I don't like take it personal. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're the worst people ever. But it's hard when you have an influx of messages. But Andrea still makes that connection. And so that to me just makes me feel like she's a smaller channel. It's just more homey, more down to earth, easier to communicate with. So number 15, an underrated channel that deserves more subscribers. I could say any of these channels that I have mentioned above deserve more subscribers because a lot of the channels that I mentioned are on the smaller end, and I feel like everyone should know about them and love them. But there are a couple people who I watch who I have not mentioned in another category, one being Glam Girl Chelsea. I believe Chelsea has somewhere between 10 to 12,000 followers here on YouTube. I love Chelsea. She's super down to earth. I have chatted with her on Instagram as well. I believe she has 3 girls. She's super sweet. I love her channel. I love her vibe. She just has this infectious energy, and she's very, very kind from the interactions that I've had with her on social media. So I think she definitely deserves way more followers. She's very knowledgeable. She actually just started a consulting business, so definitely check her out if you have some questions or need some help with makeup. But I love Chelsea's channel, and also Kara C. She changed her channel name to Kara Chapman. Kara is another friend of mine who I have chatted with on Polo. We did a year-long collab together last year, a year-long Project Pan. I believe that Kara is around 15,000 subscribers, if I'm remembering correctly, but I think she deserves so many more. Kara is so funny, she's so witty, and she just has fun content, like everything from reviews and collections and declutters to just chatting about makeup, sitting down and chatting about makeup. And I love watching her channel. She is another one who is just so down to earth. She's a working mom like myself. She's a lawyer. She's extremely intelligent, and I love her content. So I definitely think those 2 ladies fit into this category as well. Okay, so now I have some honorable mentions as well. It's not that I didn't feel like they fit into the other categories, but I was trying not to have 10 people for each category, right? So here are some other content creators that I love and recommend, and I'll tell you why. So first off is Charlotte Holdcroft. She is a beautiful content creator from the UK. She is over the pond. I love her. I love her. She is so funny. She has like this quick wit and sense of humor and these little like one-liners that make me crack up every time I'm watching her. I love hearing her talk about makeup. She has a very similar channel to myself where she will do reviews and tutorials and things like that, but she'll also chat about makeup favorites, talk about certain brands, talk about products she's loving or doesn't love. And so I really, really love Charlotte Holdcroft. If you are into project panning, I do a little bit of panning here and there, but I've found that I more like to just focus on my collection that I have, and not necessarily that I'm trying to pan it or use it up, but that I'm trying to make sure I'm using it up. But if you are into panning, Alex from Alejandra Lisette, she is another girlfriend of mine. We have collaborated before. She also loves eyeshadow palette. She loves makeup in general, but I really like watching her channel when I am trying to focus on my makeup content, because she does a lot of panning, but she also, like, she was showing ways that she uses her lipsticks. She hasn't purchased a new lipstick in like multiple years, and so she was showing ways to use up the lipsticks that she has. And so I really find her channel helpful because it helps me focus on the makeup that I have and not necessarily always the new. If you are into drugstore makeup, I really like Kelly Gooch. She is another one. She does dabble in high-end and drugstore, but she has focused on more drugstore. I feel like on like Thursdays or Fridays, she does a drugstore inspired video. But the other thing that I like about Kelly is her makeup collection is very curated. So although she does have higher end products as well, her collection is very thoughtful and very curated. Leah Janae. She has a ton of fun content. She does reviews, she does hauls, she does chatty videos, but she also does these videos where she goes into TJ Maxx and she'll talk about like the makeup that's on sale there. And that can be really, really helpful if you're balling on a budget and you want to see what kind of makeup products are in the stores near her in Iowa. She also does a lot of like Bath & Body Works. So if you're into Bath & Body Works, she is a great channel to check out. Lisa J. I love Lisa J. I would love to meet her in person. She is the CEO, the creator of BK Beauty and the beautiful BK Beauty brushes. I love Lisa J's channel. She's just very put together. Her makeup style is very similar to mine, where it's more like softer makeup, more neutrals, not so big and bold. And I love, of course, watching her channel and learning about how she kind of created BK Beauty brushes and the way that they should be used and things like that. So definitely love Lisa J. Kate the Great Beauty, she is another one. She's another chatty channel, but I love her because I think she's hilarious. So she actually is an actress, a performer. She worked on a cruise ship, and she always has a drink with her in her videos. And it's so funny because one day I was watching one of her videos and she'll always talk about the drink that she's drinking in the beginning of her video, and my husband walked by and he was like, are you watching like an alcohol review or what's going on? And I was like, no, it's just Kate. Like, she's so funny. I love watching her channel. Things by the Burke, Rachel from Things by the Burke. She is a beauty channel, but she's kind of gotten more into lifestyle. She is a new mom as well. She has a daughter at home. And so she is still talking about makeup. She is still showing her makeup products and things that she's using, but she has a little bit more lifestyle on her channel now. If you are into luxury makeup, I love watching Michelle Wong for luxury. She has a lot of like Hermes, Dior, like top notch fancy makeup. I love to watch Michelle for her fancy makeup and makeup with Mariela. She has content similar to mine, empties, reviews, makeup tutorials, but I really, really love her weekly Shop My Stashes. Those used to be so huge, and I feel like people have kind of like moved away from Shop My Stashes, but Mariela still does Shop My Stashes every single week, and it's still a great reminder for me to use what I already have in my collection and not necessarily always the new. Now I could keep going, and I'm probably missing some amazing content creators, so if I did not mention one of your favorites, please list them down below. I maybe subscribed to them and just forgot to mention them, or perhaps I have not found them yet. I would love to know, but I have already been filming for a really long time. I'm out of breath. I need to take a sip of water, and I need to film another video before my daughter wakes up. So I am going to wrap this very, very chatty, very long video up. Thank you so much if you made it to the end. I hope that you found some fun new content creators, maybe that you're familiar with, or maybe some new ones for you to check out. Thank you, Emily and Kristen, for coming up with this super fun tag video, and thank you, Emily, for mentioning me in your video. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed before you go. That way I can see you in the next one.